do have a quorum tonight. And seeing nobody out here in the room for public appearances for non-agenda items, we can skip that. Now I'll need a motion to approve the minutes for last time.
Move approval of the February 3rd Board of Public Works minutes.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No, nobody. Motion carries. Now we'll move on to the report from the department. Mike?
Not a lot. We did have kind of like a preliminary kickoff meeting for Fish Hatchery Road. They did not provide a schedule, so I was kind of waiting until we had their schedule to provide you a little more details on what's going on there. But right now, I think, and I don't have it right in front of me, I think March 12th, we're planning on the pre-construction meeting, and then that night will be the public informational meeting for Fish Hatchery. And I think that's going to be, is it the Wyndham right there on Fish Hatchery in their conference room? And I think 5:30 to 7:30 or something like that. But I'll make sure I get it before the next meeting and give you a full rundown. Other than that, we haven't got official results yet, but McKee Road, the bids are back on that. We're waiting for the DOT to do a final compilation and get that back to us. So when I have that, I'll get it back to you. It is over, but not, we're talking like 5% over the estimate is what we think. So not terrible. You know, obviously it would have been nice to be under, but when we get official tabulations back, we'll kind of report on that. Other than that, lots of subdivisions coming in that we're reviewing and trying to get turned around so that they can get going this spring, and trying to get other projects out there. We have 2 people we're going to be interviewing for the Lake Barney proposal. So hopefully we'll get a consultant selected to do that project. We're going to start the kickoff meeting with regulatory agencies for the Sub-Zero Storm Prairie stormwater study. And then we've got proposals out there now for Goose Lake. So on the stormwater side, we're trying to get a lot of things out there so we can hit the streets this summer with them. So unless there's any other questions, like I said, I'll try to get a detailed fish hatchery report. When we get a schedule for them, it'd be nice to be able to give you guys a little update, and maybe I'll even have Bill, we can talk a little bit more about the financials if you want, but we can kind of give you another rundown of that project and what the plans are.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Now,
I had
oh,
one.
do you have a question?
Yeah, like maybe for people watching on McKee Road right now, by the bike trail, there's a bunch, there's a bunch of equipment. And I'm assuming they're going to move the power line back. That's what that is.
Correct.
Part of the road project.
Yep, they're relocating utilities to make room for the project, and that's what's going on out there right now. And then in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna see some drilling, and that's gonna be, MG&E is gonna locate their gas mains to make sure they're not in conflict with anything. So you're gonna see a lot of utility work going on the next couple months, and then that project will probably start in April, I would assume.
Okay.
Is that where we're also gonna get the bike bridge over there?
Correct.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. All right, now number 5, a review of the P-card purchases. Anybody have a question about those? Yes.
I just had one, Mike, it's just a small one for, let's see, which page this is. It's post date 12/23/19. It's just a laminate sweep map. Is that
Oh.
something they just put in the street sweeper to give them their routes?
Nope, yes, I'm sorry, yep. It is, so they laminate it so it'll hold up to the conditions and whatnot, and so they get one laminated so and they update it with the new subdivision, so and then he kind of, what he does is he takes a dry erase marker and he marks off
okay.
wherever he goes, and then with it being laminated, then he can take it off and do it again.
Sounds
and
good.
reuse it.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
I just have one, I see there's 2 quotes here for the Daniels Construction on lift station number 1, that totaled close to 50,000. Is that all of it?
We're getting
Give me the-
close.
Okay.
We're not quite done yet, but we're getting darn close.
Okay.
There's a few punch list items out there yet for the lift station, but we're starting to wrap that up. It's really, we just got some final stuff to clean up and, like I said, a little punch list work.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, all right, then moving on to ordinance 2020-007. Can I have a motion for that?
I move
Or
approval.
did you have something?
I do have something before you do that motion, just
Okay.
because Transportation and Traffic met last night, and they approved it with the condition that they wanted to take the piece of Seminole from Lacey to Wayland out of the ordinance right now, because they wanted us to look further at that. So if you would make that in your motion, there's no change of speed limit in the ordinance for that portion, and I think they would like to have us look at that again. So it would be nice if our motion matched theirs, so then, if it does, then Bill can kind of insert that into the council agenda.
What part did they take out, Mike?
The piece of Seminole Highway from Lacey to Wayland Road. And we were not changing the speed limit, but it's written in the ordinance that we're not changing it, and they want us to look at it again. So we would entertain, everything else would be the same, except for if you would just remove that portion from the ordinance.
Okay. You wanna move?
I'll move approval of ordinance 2020-0-07, the ordinance to amend Chapter 67, Traffic Article 3, speed limits. Now, I believe we'll need an amendment on here to
Maybe we
remove.
should we do a
You
separate
could do it as an
amendment?
amendment, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so
before,
there's
do we have any discussion on this one
All right,
first?
now we need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, now you want to do the amendment?
Let me find out where it is here. And where that,
It's on
what paragraph?
Seminole Highway?
Correct.
From Wayland Road to Lacey Road?
So, it would-
Wayland to Lacey.
You wanted it deleted?
We just want to omit that section for right now.
Well, on the paperwork I got, it already says that section 68-178-10 is amended to read Seminole Highway from Wayland Road to Lacey Road. Section 68-180-10 is hereby deleted.
Well, 18010 is the section below it.
Okay,
So, and this is referring to a section in the speed limit ordinance. So
so it would
we
be up
just want to
above
take
it?
that out because they might want to revise that speed
Right.
limit.
Okay, do you want to go ahead and make that amendment?
I would make a motion, an amendment to this ordinance, removing the Seminole Highway, Lacey Road to Wayland Road from this ordinance.
You need a second?
I'll second it.
Should we have a little discussion about that, or are we clear?
I would like to. Is there a driving issue? You know, I'm on that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm on that section of road a lot on my bicycle, and it hasn't. I haven't ever perceived it being a big problem there. Plus you can be on the bicycle trail too, so it
Yeah.
shouldn't be an issue.
well, I think why they wanted it pulled is we weren't going to change the speed limit for that section because we did a speed study and it showed that people were traveling, we look at what the 80th percentile speed is and whatnot, and people were traveling at the speed that's posted or higher. And without making any changes to the road, we're probably not going to change people's habits because there is a lot of room and there's not a lot of development. But I think they wanted to look at it just because they feel that the speeds are pretty high out there. And I think that was the driving, whereas all these other things, and I can kind of go through them, Seminole, from basically the city limits on the north side all the way to Schuman, we're dropping from 40 to 35. And then the next stretch from Schuman to Lacey, we're dropping from 50 to 35. And really, that was because we do have a lot of development happening there, so it's changed, the traffic patterns and whatnot, so that kind of drove that. But we didn't see any change really on the piece. So I'm not saying that there will be a change, but they wanted us to look at it again for sure. And the way it's written right now, this is saying there is no change, and this would give us the opportunity to change that, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm fine with that.
Okay, and then the other one, just to kind of bring you up to speed, is on Cyene, basically from MM to where, or we're changing McCoy, I guess, from MM to where Cyene breaks off there, from 45 to 40. And then from there, south to Irish will all be 35. And there was a few different speed limits in there, and we didn't want to go back and forth. We wanted to be consistent on that whole stretch, so we're making it all 35. Is
Makes
basically
sense.
what we're looking at doing.
makes sense.
No, you get south of Irish, is it still gonna stay at 35, or is it gonna?
Nope, then it does go to 45 there
Okay,
right now.
all right.
yeah.
All right.
Okay, any other questions? Ready to vote? Okay, all those in favor of ordinance 20200-07 with the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right, now I'll need a motion to approve resolution R-31-20.
I so move we approve R-31-20.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Mike, do you want to talk about this?
Yes, so there was a water main easement out there based on what their initial development plans were. And they've kind of changed how the buildings are gonna be located and whatnot. So this water main easement isn't in a place where it does us any good. And it's in the way of their development. So we want to release them from that. And then they're gonna have some other easements with their plating to put a bike trail in or sidewalk and some water main beyond that. So this is just releasing of that so they can build on this part of the land, and it serves us no purpose.
And then they'll come back later with another easement?
They will have,
Somewhere else.
that will be part of their plating process, yeah. I think that goes to Plan Commission maybe tomorrow night.
Okay, any other questions? Ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now resolution R-30-20, do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll move approval.
I'll second it.
Okay, Mike, do you have something on that one?
Yep, so this is the same location, and so this is revising, basically updating their subdivision development agreement to incorporate these new public improvements that are part of this new development. It's the sidewalk that I talked to you about and some water main, those things. So instead of drafting a new one, we just amended the one they had in place or supplemented to the one they had in place for their other buildings. So this is just to bring them in compliance and then hold them accountable for the public improvements.
Okay,
That
Makes sense.
That's what you got highlighted, red here.
Correct.
All right, thanks.
okay. Any other questions? We'll take a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And that finishes our agenda for tonight. All we have is announcements. Our next Board of Public Works meeting will be on March 2nd, probably at 5:30. Now we just need a motion to adjourn.
I'll move adjournment.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned at 5:43.